Hello, everybody. Thank you once again for joining me for Can We Talk About It, where we do talk about that elephant in the room. Before I begin, I want to let you know about some black business owners. We all need to, as African Americans or people of color, we need to start working with our own type of people. So, for one, I have a gentleman. He's very good at what he does. Is Rutgers Lawn Care. Our work is our reference. That's their motto. Demetrius Rucker. He's the owner. His telephone number is area code 313-457-3545. Once again, is Rucker Lawn Service, area code 313-457-3545. And I've been talking a lot about these Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese beauty stores. I also have a black owned beauty and barber supply we should go to. And before I say that, we as black people, we don't never want to see our own get over, and we don't want to go spend our money with them because we feel like they got this money, they got this, they got that. I ain't got nothing. Then get up and do something for yourself. So the name of this place is Crescent Beauty Supply. Come experience the culture. Their address is 14000 Woodward Avenue in Highland Park. Their telephone number is 313-881-2800. Once again, that's Crescent Beauty Supply, black owned, 14,000 Woodward, 14000 Woodward Avenue in Highland Park, Michigan, 313-881-2800. Now, if you guys having any type of electrical problems, I also have black-owned business called Buzz Electric. I use them all the time. They're very good. They're not very high, and I refer them to any of my black sisters and brothers. It's called Buzz Electric. Their telephone number is 313-632-1065. Once again, that's Buzz Electric. Their telephone number is 313-632-1065. And last but not least, we had some young men with a black-owned business. They came and cleaned out our gutters. They're really good. We haven't tried them for window washing, but they also do window washing. They are minority owned. Like I said, black owned. It's called Residential Window Cleaning. Their telephone number is area code 313-655-5684. Once again, it's called Residential Window Cleaning, area code 313-655-5684. So, before I begin, I want to give my daughter a shout out, Robin, my husband, Charles. My mom's birthday is coming up October the 1st, so I'm wearing this button in remembrance of her. I love my mother. We had a crazy type of relationship. Young folks, even people in their 50s, your mother and your father is still around. Don't take your people for granted. If you can make amends with them, which I'm so glad that I did make amends with my mom, we were able to speak and get some things taken care of. We was able to bury some hatchets. Pay attention to your loved ones, love them, and quit griping all the time. Life is too short. Before you know it, they will be gone. So, young folks, be with your parents, be with your grandparents, respect them. Learn from them, because the way things are going right now, who's to say if somebody will come in and snatch them from you? Who's to come in and say, because right now, and I'm going into my show right now, we are actually in a combat state right now, and if we don't get things together, it's going to be too bad for this country. I have been doing some research the last month. I'm here every first Monday and third Monday, but I don't come in on the holidays, and Labor Day was on the holiday. Labor Day was on the first Monday, so that's why I wasn't here. The They're talking about state of emergency, bringing the troops in. They're saying we're under martial law, and we are because usually when the president does his state of address or he comes and he does whatever meeting or whatever it is that he does when he's on camera, we always have that seal. He always have that seal behind him. Whenever we're in martial law, that seal will not be behind him. If you've noticed, these times that he's been talking, you haven't seen the presidential seal behind him. That's because we are under martial law right now. They're trying to bring troops in every city, every state in the country. There's some governors that's fighting this. There's even some people that are fighting this. And we are so busy and so wrapped up in this tawdry real-time television and we're just caught up in the wrong things. And we have this Candace Owens on here talking about we need to quit. Don't let the Democrats dupe you. It's all about the Republicans. We got people saying don't let the Republicans dupe you. It's all about the Democrats. They're both duping you. And people are talking about we have to vote. This is the time we have to vote. Name one president in the last 50 years that has done anything for black folks outside of say what they were going to do and didn't do it. Don't worry, I'll wait. It's a game. And see right now black people's votes are gold. You actually never see these politicians talking to any black folks, trying to do anything for any black folks. And two, it's time until it's time for us to vote. Us voting on a local level, that's the most important thing for black Americans. Us voting on a presidential level, the electoral vote, and I've said this time and time again, the electoral vote is the only vote that counts on that level. Like I said, our votes are gold. If we withhold our votes, we're like America. Now, I'm going to read something to you before I even say that. The U.S. Constitution gave its legal ownership and control of the United States to London. Actually, Rome owns the United States, and the House of Rothschilds owns the common law Crown Temple in the center of London. So, it's all a game. What's going on here? We have no control over what's going on here. You are being duped. They want you to think your vote matters. They want you to think that you have power. The only thing that has power is money. That's the only thing here that has power. So until we come together and unify ourselves and quit worrying about what the white man is doing, and no offense to my white brothers and sisters, because I know there's good white brothers and sisters out there, but until we unify ourselves together as one, we will never get anything accomplished. The Vietnamese, Japanese, Chinese, they got Chinatown, they got Germantown, they got Pole Town, they got all types of towns, but say something about having a black town or something for black people, watch all the white people want to jump on the bandwagon, and we are all right with that. And I just don't get it. And what I'm going to say from this point on, if it don't apply, let it fly. Stupid. If you don't get your lives in order, if you don't start reading for what a political agenda is, if you don't start teaching your children to save, if you don't start teaching your children to invest, if you have a problem reading, don't be ashamed to tell somebody, I can't read and I need to understand, what this means. Now, yes, I have education. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. And if somebody talks to me and they start throwing all these big words at me that I don't understand, I'll tell them, slow down and talk to me like I'm 5 years old. Your vote does not matter. And the only way your vote will matter is if you don't vote in this election. well, our forefathers died for us to vote. Yeah, but two wrongs don't make a right. And if we got two wrong candidates, because I'm not neither Democrat nor Republican, but if we have two wrong candidates in office, who are we voting for? Biden is saying that Trump is trying to take away our medical. Trump is saying Biden is trying to take away our medicals. We don't hear, we're only looking at what's being put on TV. They're both saying the same thing. At the end of the day, they're golfing together. Now, one person I do feel strongly about, and that's because I had to start reading up on the Declaration of Independence and the amendments. This Nancy Pelosi, in my opinion, she's a witch, and we need to get her up out of there. She's, when it comes to the stimulus check, some of you folks are so lazy, that's all you're waiting on. Shame on you. We don't have time to be waiting on somebody to give us something. Now is not the time to be waiting on anybody to give us anything. Now is the time for us to come together and be a collective. That Black Lives Matter, no, that Black Lives Matter is not for Black lives. It's for homosexuals to push the homosexual addendum. As a matter of fact, I believe they sent like millions of dollars to, I can't remember what police department it was, but they're not for us. They're sending money to the police department, and is brutality amongst the police. But I was on Facebook, and they had some type of picture up, and it had a statement that says 162 people were killed. 162 people was killed since January of 2020 in the United States, which I know was more. But how many black folks killed black folks since January? So I actually put that comment up, and everybody instantly went to talking about, well, white people this and white, and that's the problem. The statement had nothing to do with white people. We're so entangled with white people to the point to where we bring them up even when we're not talking about them. We need to start being more educated with our own and quit worrying about what white people are doing. It's just as simple as that. Now, Donald Trump, now one thing I will say about Donald Trump, he does not like Fauci, and neither do I. He's trying to push this vaccine agenda, which COVID actually stands for. And on my next show, I'm gonna show you years back where they said that they were going to try to bring this into fruition. But it stands for Certification of Vaccine Identification. It's the chip, and they're saying they want people to voluntarily, or it's mandatory that you take this vaccine, or you can't work, or you soon in a minute it's gonna be like you can't buy or sell. It's a mark. When we were growing up, we maybe got 2 or 3 vaccine shots and we were good. Now there's children 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. They get between 60 and 125 or 150 vaccine shots now. We're in the age of population control. Nobody knows what's going on because, and I'm only speaking for my culture, because some of us are so dumbed down, so into what the white man is saying, so mesmerized by what rich people are doing. And in my opinion, Kamala Harris, that's just black skin, white face and black skin. She's a prop. That's all she is. She does not even consider herself of color. She considers herself Asian. A lot of us just look visually at things and we don't pay no attention to what's coming out of somebody's mouth. These people do not care about you. They haven't cared about you within the last presidencies. JFK tried to do something, but they killed him. But every president that come along, they're not caring. They don't care. It's a game, like the game Stratego, and we're the pieces. I be glad when they send me my stimulus check. If you ain't worked, what stimulus check? Some of you people are lazy bums. They ain't worked a day in your life, but you always talk about what somebody owe you. You owe you. Then we got another black skin and white face, Miss Owens. All of this is spiritual. These are distractions to keep you from getting closer to the Lord. They don't want us to be close to the Lord. They don't want, all of this is a distraction. And we're falling for it. Via money, via drugs, via alcohol, via whatever you want to call it. We're being distracted. And those of us that do know and we try to tell you, you think they're crazy, it's something wrong with them. And if you had an ounce of a brain in your head and would research, you would know that all of this is in it. Well, white man wrote the Bible. White man ain't gonna write no Bible telling you don't kill, don't commit adultery, don't fornicate. No, that Bible gets into man's butt and let him know these are the things you are and are not supposed to do. So ain't no white man wrote that. That was under the inspiration of the Spirit of God. I get so tired of people talking about what the white man did. Why are we giving the white man so much credit when 90% of the inventions people of color invented? So why are we giving all of this power to somebody who don't give two shakes of a lamb's tail about us? I've talked about Madame Blavatsky. I've talked about Alice Bailey. Now, Alice Bailey, Alice Bailey, she started a publishing company. And it was actually named the Lucifer Publishing Company. Now it was named the Lucius Publishing Company. It's been in existence, I believe, since 1920. And the things that's in that they publish is an abomination to the Lord. But a lot of us, there's a lot of people that uses Lucius Trust Publishing, and they don't even know that it's basically a foundation for the devil. The thing about this is the Lucius Publishing Trust is actually in the New York Stock Exchange building, is actually on Wall Street. So that's the crazy thing about all of this. And, we're sitting up talking about Black Lives Matter. We're fighting against police brutality, which I've talked about, the patties, which back in the slave days were actually police policing black folks, runaway slaves and such. And I want to read something to you guys. And I've read this before, and it's like the 10-point plan to the New World Order, and how it talks about taking God and prayer out of the education system and reducing parental authority. And it's just amazing how, all of this stuff that's going on, we don't bother to read. We don't want to read. We want people to read for us. We want people to spoon feed us, basically. We're not babies. We're human beings, and we need to know what our culture. Some of us don't even know who we are. Some of us don't even know where we came from, because all of us did not come from Africa, contrary to what you believe. Some of us came from royalty, and some of us came from cannibalistic tribes. But we're in the here and now. We're in 2000 now. And we're going into the 21st century now. And the ones who don't want to be part of the agenda don't have to be. But we need to let things like Black Matters, you're giving all this money and they're giving it to police stations to police you. When Obama was in office, he actually accepted $25 million from the homosexual agenda, which was part of Black Lives Matter. I don't know if it was part of if it was in the stages of starting up Black Lives Matter, but the LGBTQT TQ actually gave him $25 million, and he passed a law on same-sex marriages. You know why? Because Michelle is Michael, and that's a man that he's married to. And we don't, oh, I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me. Let me tell you something. In order for us to get down to reality, we have to see some truths that's going on. A lot of us turn a blind eye to a lot of this stuff that's going on. And we need to stop that. Way back in the 70s, the Black Panther Party, which I talked about this before, I'm just going to mention a few of them. They had a 10-point program too, and that's why they were exterminated, because they wanted the best for their people. Even right now, some of our people are so hard-headed. There's a lot of people that's strung out on drugs, and like I said, I got a fondness in my heart for drug addicts, because I was a drug addict too. But it's time to wake up. Quit sticking needles in your arms. Quit tooting stuff up your nose. It's time for us to stop doing that. We have to have a clear mind to understand what's going on here. So the Black Panther Party, one of them was, we want freedom. We want power to determine the destiny of our own black community. That will never happen. Why? Because white people have all the patents on what black people have made. And that's one thing that we should be asking for. Other than reparations, we need to be asking, where are you need to reverse our patents back over to us, so we can control what goes on with our inventions, and what goes on with our music, and what goes on in our community. These are the things the Black Panther Party was fighting for, and still nothing. All of these presidents that gotten into office, they're feeding you a spoonful of lies, and everybody's like, okay, now they got black folks divided. We got black Republicans telling black Democrats, you're this, you're that. And one thing I do believe, one thing I do agree with Miss Owen is, Democrats give you whatever they want to pacify you, which is welfare, housing, things of that nature, because they want to keep you economically underfoot. So they feel as long as they're giving you some crumbs, which we're worth much more than that, they feel like they can control us, and a lot of us are being controlled. So I do agree with her. We need to stop asking for handouts, because we are not bums. You sit on your butt. That's these young women. You sit on your butt. You have child after child with different men, and you expect these government checks to keep running in. Baby, let me tell you something. They gonna stop in a minute. Black people ain't nothing but prostitutes and whores for the Democratic Party. We're always talking about how bad the Republicans are. We're always talking about how bad certain people in the Republican. But it's the Democrats that's actually doing this in, because they're wooing us. They're pimping us. They're making us feel like, oh, you're safe, you're secure. Once the government say no more Social Security, especially for you idiots that go around talking about, oh, I got my crazy check today, and you laughing about it like it's a joke, when you got senior citizens, black senior citizens, and some of your black sisters and brothers that actually have these ailments, and they can't get it because your greedy butt is taking it. Shame on you idiots. You're imploding, which means you're exploding from the inside out. This is the most important presidential election. No, it's not. They say that every year. They say that, and you're so stupid you listen to it. The Black Panther Party also says we want full employment for our people. Some of you people are so lazy, you don't never want to be employed. You want to run around and jump on pole to pole, if you know what I mean. And you want your pimp, the government, to keep giving you money to sit around and jump from pole to pole. That's a shame how some of you sisters are so ignorant, so backwards, and you bring a lot of the younger sisters that's going to come before you, you take them way back into slavery days by making them feel that this is okay. I've seen a generation of 5 women live in one house, all of them getting social security or some form of food stamps, or this has got to stop with our black sisters. Then we want to get down on our black brothers. Oh, they ain't nothing, they ain't this, they ain't that. And I have nothing to do, uh uh it doesn't matter to me about interracial relationships. I have no problem with those. I've been in a couple myself, but it's just crazy that the Kamala Harrises and the whatever her name Owen, these women, they'll sit up and talk about the black man, and some of you sisters sit up and talk about the black man and what the black man ain't got, and you'll run to these white men and they treat you like dirt. That's just a shame. That don't make no sense for people to be that way, especially our people. Now I'm not saying you can't love who you want to love, because hey, that's the way of the world. God put us all here to love and be loved. But if you loving another race because you're spiting your own, then you're a dummy and you're ignorant. And to Miss Owens and Kamala Harris, when the race war comes, guess who's gonna get it first? The interracials. I don't know why some of us hide behind white folks and think, oh, because I'm speaking up for the white folks, they're gonna be here for me. And that's not the way it works. All of you folks are house niggers. That's how I feel about it. That's just my opinion. You sit up, they use you as pawns to bring more house niggas and try to get the field niggas in. So, on that note, I have so much more to talk about. Please go to my Cash App. Thank you to the people that sent some. I forgot your names, but I do have your name on file. And when I come back on the first, I'm going to let people know who their names are. I want to thank you. Go to Can We Talk About It Cash App. Please donate to my cause. I want to be able to get this message out so people can know that this is a scam. This whole thing is a scam. They're giving you money to try to buy your votes, and we need to get out of all of this. Watch out for these 5G towers, because these are the things actually that's making us sick. They're saying that it's COVID, but these 5G towers are giving you the same symptoms as they said that COVID is giving. And we need to watch out for that. There is no such thing as COVID. And that's why you see a lot of people saying, I'm not going to wear the mask. Now they're mandating that people wear the mask. They want you to be in a state of fear. So be strong. On that note, stay strong and be strong.